Family, pray that this finds you well. It's a beautiful day. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Welcome back to the Amped Up Podcast. All right, so if you joined the last episode, we had to make a part 2 because the conversation just got that good. So we've been focused on what is life, right? What is life for us? Everybody starts off as a kid where they don't have a care in the world. Parents take care of everything, but you have to grow up. At some point, there was that switch where you went from being a child, being under parents, to, hey, you're an adult now. You're in charge. You're the one that's making the calls, the shots, and now you got to move forward. So as we have been having conversation back at the table, we got King Johnny V, we got LaMorning, we got Eryck McCowan, and of course, you know me, Amped, your boy Amped. We're making this live. We're having a good time. Before we really dive into it, again, back to part 2, make sure that you're following us on all of our platforms. Make sure you're joining the conversation. You have an opportunity to ask your questions, things that you want to send to us. Hey, feel free to do it. Knock it out of the ballpark, and let's make it happen. All right? So back into our conversation where we ended off last time. We were talking about the importance of our faith. We were talking about people who just kind of like stepped off from their faith and walked away from it. And we talked about how they have kind of like challenged our faith to an extent. Like, oh, well, this is what I believe. And we've kind of found ourselves at this situation. Right. For myself, it was one of those that I myself had to challenge what I was doing, right? For me, it was, hey, you're called into ministry at this point in time in life, right before college starts. And now you got to be worthy to do ministry. For me, I didn't feel like I had enough to offer anybody, especially people older than me. Like, I'm a kid. What can I possibly tell you, an adult that's been on this earth easily double my life in some cases? What can I possibly tell you that would encourage you to keep your faith, to hold on? And so I ran away. Like, I ran away to go to school. And in school, because I decided to party and do everything else that wasn't my norm, it required me to kind of do that soul search as well. So it became a, hey, what do I actually believe? Because now you're hearing everybody else's kind of, oh, well, we believe in horoscopes. We believe in this. We believe in witchcraft. We believe in this. And I'm like, okay, witchcraft, I'll never do that. Like, right. That's one thing. Nope, that's not me. I won't go that way. Nope. No. You can't make me do it. No. And so then also like the Hindu, like the Buddhist, like ideals, you know, all of these religions have these grand ideals. And if you look back to them, it's like, oh, why does that feel like a biblical concept? Like, if you think about some of it, it's like, right, where have I heard this before? And so that was one of my biggest struggles, where it's like, you hear some of these, like, not parables, because I only know Christ to have used parables to kind of explain things, but you hear these sayings, like these witty sayings, these really fundamental beliefs that these other religions had, and it was like, why does that feel like it's almost Bible? They may have changed something up a little bit, and then you go and you find it, and I was like, oh, but this is in context. Like, oh, this was taken out of context, and this is what they believe. Oh, I see what they did here. Like, right. And so for me, even in diving into some of these other faiths and kind of getting an understanding, it was like, okay, but bro, what do you believe? And it became me having to step out of self and become okay with making a relationship. And I think that was, for me, what set everything else apart. The others, I didn't necessarily feel like I was making a relationship with God, right? But when I look back at what I was taught, the opportunity that God loves me. Oh, that speaks volumes to, in my mind, that spoke volumes to me. Like, in spite of other things that no other religion that I knew of said that. Like, oh yeah, we speak love your neighbor and all, but nobody's deity said, I love you though. Like, you are that important. And for me, that I think that was that winning thing for me. That winning thing. It's like, God loves me unconditionally. Like, nothing I've done actually matters, in the sense of he can forgive it. Like, it matters. Like, if I decide to sin and keep sinning, then that's one thing. But because he is forgiving, because he unconditionally loves me, I have an opportunity to, and some hope to do some things. So how do y'all deal with people that come up with in your minds is nonsense. Like, how do y'all deal with that? Because that's still part of life. Like, how do y'all deal with that?
The same thought with like the same person that Jason and I know. Like the horoscopes, it turns me off. Like, I'm not saying that we need to debate about what we believe in. That's not what I want to do, nor do I like to do it. I'm just saying, don't accuse what I believe in is wrong, or the wrong thing to do, or I shouldn't be doing it, because that's all I know. How are you gonna just try to turn me off of something that I've been accustomed to for 20 plus years? I'm just not gonna just believe in something overnight and what you believe in, because it's not gonna work for me like that. People will say, "Oh, on your horoscope, you're gonna find some money by the end of the day." I'm not finding no money. The government's trying to take my money. So what are you talking about? It don't make no sense. I'm just finding some money by the end of the day, or I'm gonna have a boo just waiting for me. The boo that I have is tripping right now, and I'm I want to cut them up or something like that. Like, they're making me angry, like, or something like that. It's just, it doesn't add up. It's not lining up to what's going on personally in my life. So I can't just believe in, oh yeah, this is gonna take me where I need to go. It's not. So that's why in my faith, growing up, I've been blessed with an opportunity that I didn't think I was ever gonna get, and it's still playing an impact on my life. In high school, like I said, I wanted to play sports, and I was sort of diving into IT and all that stuff. And Eryck and I have had the blessing of going to NRL, which is the Naval Research Laboratory, with Deacon Paxton, Dr. Deacon Paxton, who's a doctor in cybersecurity. He blessed us with the opportunity to go there. I didn't really know the impact it would have, because it gave us a clearance, and that looks good on resumes.
It does.
It looks good on job applications that we go in and they say, okay, we're going to do a background check. Do you mind if we do a background check? I'm like, man, go ahead, go check it. And it comes back clean. Like, that has opened the doors for so many jobs, and so many opportunities that I know I wouldn't have done this on my own, because as a junior in high school, I was the only one saying, oh yeah, for this internship, I'm working for a naval research laboratory. And not many people could have said that, because not a lot of people look like me at the naval research laboratory. When I was there, there was some other, colors of skin, but I was the only black one.
Gotcha.
Everyone was either white, Asian, or Indian or Middle Eastern. I'm not sure, Eryck, was it the same for you, where you were the only black one?
One of 3 black kids in my entire 4 years of school, of college.
Okay.
So
my engineering classes.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, because not a lot of people can say, oh yeah, I've had the same upbringing or the same kind of path. We've been blessed to have this kind of opportunity, or this lifestyle, to say God has brought me here, and here. I can't say, oh yeah, this horoscope brought me thousands of dollars, or it's brought me so much prosperity. I'm not hating on it or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna just dive into horoscopes when what I've been doing so far has brought me to where I am.
Gotcha.
It'd be kind of weird. And also, it seems, maybe it's just me, but I feel like as a Christian, we're always getting the most hate out of anybody.
Right.
Because Eryck and I know someone mutually, and I'm not going to say any names, but it just randomly started up in a message, and I was praying to God Eryck didn't read it, but it just went ballistic, and my phone was dying, and I was praying to God. I was like, God, let my phone die. My phone did not want to die. It was on like 2%. I was like, die. I was holding it. I was trying to do everything so it just died. So I didn't want to read the message. My phone stayed on like 1 or 2% for like an hour. I was like, bruh, what is going on? But this person was talking about, the Christian life or something, and basically blasted it. And Eryck went off. And I was like, y'all done messed up. y'all done made this man go off. Because it just, like, I don't understand why, if we believe in God or Jesus, it just, you know, it makes us wrong, or our mindset is not, you know, who we are, or that Jesus isn't real or anything like that. Who knows if what you believe in is real as well? Like, I know for me, God has done A, B, and C because there's no other way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason. Because there is no other way.
Gotcha.
There's no way I could have lived in this house or had this lifestyle or not been, you know, in jail or anything like that for things that I could have done, and to see others do the same thing, they've gotten time or anything like that. There's no way that I just escaped or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that what I believe in is stupid or not right, or there's no way that I should believe in it.
Right.
Who are you to say I can't believe in this when it's been working for this long?
Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, one of the things that we all deal with, in the sense of so many people go for the, hey, let me change your mind. Why? Like, if my life is good and things are working for me,
leave me alone.
Right. Why do I need you to change my mind in what I believe? Like,
they want to see you fail. That's all.
and see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know that I would want to, like, from my standpoint, if anything, like, if I know somebody's life is shambles, right? Reckless, and I'm sharing Christ, it's not because I want to change their mind. It's, hey, there's a better way. Like, in my mind, there's a better way. Like, if you live in a foul life, a foul existence, and you hate in life, this is what kind of gives me peace. So that's my kind of initiative to kind of show and share. But I'm not going, oh, well, you're just absolutely wrong. Even though your beliefs and I don't line up, you know, I'm not going to say flat out you're wrong. I'm not going to argue that. To each his own. Like, each person's life is their own, and their decisions, their faith, because faith gets people a long way other than debating and arguing their faith. I would much rather you have faith in something versus having faith in absolutely not. Oh, I don't believe that there's a God at all. How you here? Like, what? How are you here? Like, what do you think is going on? Like, what do you think is happening? To go to that extreme of, oh, I don't believe that exists. Okay, I could see if you said, oh, there is a higher power. I don't know how to acknowledge him, but I know that I can see that, right? Mm-hmm. But if you say, oh, there's no God, there's no higher power, there's no science, just happened.
Right.
We have nothing to talk about.
Exactly.
But that's just me. That's just me. How do you deal with it?
See, I see it as, would you rather not believe in anything, and then you come and find out, oh, I could have this whole time, all these people telling me that this is real, but I didn't want to listen. Gotcha. Or you believe, and later you're like, it wasn't real, but still you believed in something.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take a chance or not? That's all.
Gotcha. Okay. No. Did you have something to add? No.
Like I said in episode 1, I've had to defend what I believe in, and I guess that's something I need to work on.
Okay.
Kind of. I'm very defensive about what I believe in.
Gotcha.
Like, I won't go up and tell anybody that they're wrong
Mm-hmm.
for believing what they believe. So in that same mindset, I don't want anybody to tell me that I'm wrong for what I believe in, or I'm wrong for what I do.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That frustrates me.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me real mad. It makes me real mad. You can't tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. We can agree that nobody knows.
Right.
I'm fine agreeing with that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't come and tell me that I'm wrong, or I'm doing too much, or this doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's rude.
Gotcha.
Right.
No, I hear you. And sadly, it is one of the things that is probably one of the most frustrating things, because there are so many people that say, hey, I am Christian, right? But then there's so many variations of
Christian.
what the Christian lifestyle is supposed to look like.
And those people combat you too.
And that's what I don't get. I'm like, we Christians, we bodies of the we're bodies of Christ. How you gonna fight me on us being a body, part of the body of Christ? Like,
you pray, I pray.
Like, you pray, I pray. We both say in Jesus' name, bam. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're not a real Christian. Get out of here. Get out of here. And that's one of the things that I think is frustrating, but I think that's also one of the reasons that the world attacks Christians, right? In the sense that, oh, well, Christians oppress. No, Christians don't oppress. People oppress. They just use oh, well, we're Christian. This is why we're doing this. Right. No, no. You just don't know what you actually believe. And you want to dignify it by saying, oh, the higher power told us to do that. And I don't want to go into that tangent of like that, the people that had picnics back in the day, and kind of the premise behind those. They were and evangelical Christians that, hey, these are our beliefs and they justified what they were doing back then. And it was just like, without me going into any details, like the lynchings and things like that. Oh yeah, we can sit out here with our families and things like this while this is going on. I'm like, what? And you call yourself, like, Christ wouldn't do that to the people that one of his boys cut off a Roman soldier's ear. Like, and he said, here you go. and kept on moving to the cross. I'm like, if he wouldn't do that for somebody that's about to take him out, why would he do for somebody that's just like them, right? Different color skin. Christ didn't see color. Right. And so how people see that, but we're gonna have to dive into that topic another time. Yeah. We still talking about the life experience, like being an adult and seeing how that is working for us. So we've hit faith. We haven't really hit family. We've hit the influence of family, but we haven't hit family. Like, knowing that you're an adult, how does that look like for you? Like, are y'all desiring now to have those long-term relationships, those getting married, things like that? Are those some of the things that are on your minds now?
For sure, because 2020, I've always thought about, marriage and kids and all that stuff growing up. Like, who doesn't think about that? But 2020, if this year hasn't made you think about life in general, of what you want to do and need to do, I don't know what to do, because this year has set a perfect example of death, life, and your future. So you have to get it together. And, growing up, I'd say in college, my last couple of years at college, there was someone who I thought we could have had a future together. And like, they were good, I was good. We were compatible in a sense where we could joke at each other and we could really dive into our deep thoughts and make sure that, what you're thinking is, your mental state is good as well. And we could hold conversations, easily. But this person's belief, I'm not going to say it was wrong or anything like that, but I'm saying it would have been a challenge. Because she said that she grew up Catholic with her family and all that, but her family's, faith has changed, and her faith has changed through life. And I'm not saying it was wrong of her to change it or anything like that, because life changes. Life hits you. It makes you think about things. But her faith went from being a Catholic to being something else, and then it went to being a Buddhist. Okay. So I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but okay, what's made you think about that? She just said, I don't believe in God because I feel like he left me at these certain points in my life, this, that, and the third has happened, and I just don't do it. I'm like, okay, I mean, that's fair. I'm not gonna hate on you for that. Right. You have your own opinions and belief. But the thing that frustrated me was, and I could see that there was going to be a problem in the future, was she kept bringing up God. She was saying, oh, I swear to God, or okay, if this happens, I'll believe in God. Or it was just something that was like testing, like, you don't tempt God or you don't test God. And I was just like, what's up, John? Stop doing that. Like, it's just annoying. Like, if you're someone that says I don't believe in God or anything like that, why do you keep saying God's name? Right. Like, it's so different. But it's just like, okay, I could see that we're gonna have problems. We did end up having problems. The problems actually wasn't because of our faith. It was just because of life happened, and we don't really speak to each other anymore, which is fine. They always check up on me in a sense through someone. We're not saying any names, I promise. And I don't hate this person. I don't have any, animosity towards this person. It's just we just can't go on the same path anymore. Gotcha. and that's opened up, doors to leading to, other women that I could potentially see, that is going to be less frustrating, or something that I can grow with, or potentially, have a future with. That's opened my eyes to saying, you know what, I need someone that is going to believe in what I believe, and not fight me or frustrate me and be contradictory almost in a way. Because what that person was saying is, I don't believe in God, this, that, and third. But, when we're all together as a friend, as a group, she'd be like, I swear to God, or God is doing this, or this, that, and the third, and saying God's name. And it's just like, why? Like, what does God have to do in this sense at this moment right now that you have to say God, but you just said you don't believe in God? Or every time, like, I say I'm a Christian or I go to church, you're just like, oh, what's that? Like,
Gotcha. Okay.
First of all, you just said growing up you were a Catholic, you went to church and all that. So what in the world?
To go to the extreme.
To go to the extreme. Let's pump the brakes. Because I don't go over there and say, oh, Buddhists are stupid or this, that. Like, when do I ever say that? No. So can you, like, please, like, give me some leeway, because you're making me mad, and this is, leading to our problems, and it's just,
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that, so what about y'all? Like, what's the goal? Like, do y'all see marriage as something that y'all want to do? Is that where y'all want to go next? Like, how does that look for y'all?
In due season, or what?
I mean, life recently, just like, I don't see how it's possible to meet someone. Just everyone just acts so shady, and you be honest with people. Like, why can't you return the favor,
Man,
if you don't want to
shady.
talk to me, back away.
Right. I hear you.
Don't even look at me.
Don't come my way. If you don't want to be involved, step off, right? No, I got you.
See, I still feel like I want to get married. I have an old-fashioned view of life and the expectations I want out of life, I guess. So marriage is definitely a big thing on my list that I want to accomplish.
Okay.
Getting a house together, having kids, eventually.
Right.
I don't know the timetable for all that, but
True. Now, if you all can't tell, I am the married one in the group. I got 3 kids. Like, I am the old head, if you will. Like I said,
You are
brother.
the template.
Yeah.
The blueprint.
Well, thank you. And I've been married for going on 10 years. It'll be 10 years in 2. So not this year. Well, so we're hitting 7. No, we're hitting 8. And then in 2022 will be 10 years for us. And so I enjoy married life. Like, me finding somebody, that was one of those things that you see marriage from your parents, and you see how that works, and you're like, okay, is that really what I want? Like, so for me, that was kind of my, like, is this what I really want to do? And you hear about the importance, like, even from a ministry standpoint. Oh, well, if you want to go into this type of ministry, you might want to be married, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be thrown your way if you're not. And I'm just like, why should that matter? Like, in my mind, I was like, if I want to do this, why do I need to be married to be successful at it? Because you don't want people to see you as the eligible minister, elder of the church, and you have all of these things, because everybody's eye is now on you, right? And so you have to kind of set a precedent. And I thought that was a lot of pressure. Like, that's, from one standpoint, doing it because there's a lot of pressure is rough. But knowing that you desire to do it, and taking the time to really get to know the person and making that happen is a very different experience. And I realize marriage really is how you see it. If you want to experience it, if that's what you desire and God has lined up for you. Like, for us, the Bible says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Good thing.
And obtain favor from God. So it tells me, okay,
say a word.
Look, it tells me that, look, hey, if I'm going to find a wife, then that's going to be blessings to my life. And then the Bible also goes one step further at the very beginning of, man should not be alone. Like, this is why God created Eve. Because he's like, man needs to help me, somebody to kind of walk with him in this journey. And so that's why Eve was created. And her name woe man, one meaning womb or man with womb
Mm-hmm.
classified, or of man, both of which equate to woman. And so it shows the importance of that bond, right? This is why they say flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. Oh, why? Because she is that rib, like she's that addition to us as men to kind of help bring, help keep us in check. One, help bring that feminine side to us, if you will, that softer side that people can see. And I think that is one of those things that if you're looking for love, if you're looking to get married, then, find somebody that, right, you're not going to be butting heads with every single day. Like, this is going to be a faith walk, because the big template of marriage is Christ to the church. Christ loves the church all day, every day. The church, however, or the people in the church, do what they want to do. Yet Christ still loves them, right? And I'm not saying that that's what you get into a relationship with the expectation of, oh, you're just going to run around and do what you want to do. No. In the Bible, or how the initial relationship was, I love you wholeheartedly and unconditionally. You love me wholeheartedly and unconditionally, without spot or wrinkle. That's the true bride for the bridegroom. And so I think that's one of the things that we ourselves have to kind of expect from marriage, is really to have somebody who's going to run with us. If we running at, this pace, they're going to run right with us, hang in there and keep on going, and we're going to keep pushing forward to a goal together. And yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm glad I got married.
Did you get that influence from family, or is that something that you found outside of family, like from, not necessarily family, but people that you've seen, I guess? How did that shape what you wanted out of life, or with your marriage?
I think so. It was a little bit of both. I see my mom and dad right now, and they are hilarious. They they have their lives separate and together at the same time, and it's like, Mom and Dad, how does this work? Okay, all right, you're school. Okay, you're working at this school, and then y'all come together. Y'all have a good time. Y'all go and do their dates and things like that. And then I have examples like your mom and dad, who, since I've been back in this area, and being able to see how they raise their kids, seeing how they talk to one each other, they entreat each other, it's been always one of those, like, that's a good marriage, right? And even talking with them behind closed doors, it's like, hey, yeah, we're like any other marriage. We have our disagreements, we have our things, but we yet love each other. We yet are spending time together. Things may not always be peaches and cream, so to speak, but they spend time together. They make those things work, and in those tough times, they stick in it together. And so I think both internal and external influences have said, hey, this is what your marriage should look like. And then, of course, the ideal example, God loving us, like, unconditionally, no matter what you do, no matter the faults that you have, he's yet loving us. And so that's kind of like my role models for marriage.
That's a good point, because when I get married, I don't want my kids, when I have kids, to have to decide between which parent's faith I'm going to believe in. Like, I don't want my kids to say, oh, I'm going to go to church with dad on this Sunday, but on a weekday I'm going to go to mom to some Hindu or Buddhist church. That's going to conflict in so many ways, and that's going to lead to home, and that's going to lead to, future endeavors, because I feel like if I have someone that believes in what I believe in, it's going to make things easier, and things are going to fall in line. I'm not going to say things are going to be perfect, but if I have a wife that's going to not believe in the same thing I believe, we're going to have some sort of fights or some sort of disagreements that are going to lead probably in a divorce. Okay. Because I don't see myself with someone that is going to just be okay with me being a Christian or going to church this many times a week, and they're just going to sit at home, when I'm going to church, or I say, hey, I'm going to go to church, you should come with. They're like, nah, that's okay. That's going to strike a nerve in one of us. And then if it goes down to the kids, they're going to have issues with other kids or with the parents. The parents are going to try to split them up or something like that, or just be like, you know what, you don't have to go to church with dad, or you don't have to sit at home with mom, come to church. Like, there's going to be some sort of fight, and it's going to tear the kids up. I don't want the kids to be affected with something that the parents should have sorted out before they got together.
Gotcha.
You know, that's an emphasis that I need to have, you know, to make sure that, you know, whoever I date or whoever I marry has the same, you know, desires of me.
Gotcha. Anybody else?
I see it the same way.
Okay. Faith is that important. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. And I would agree. It is one of those things. It is difficult. Now, I have seen people that of different faiths marry, and they do neither faith. Like, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm from this faith, but we don't actually give faith to our kids. Like, and it's just like, man, in my mind, like, I think faith is so important just to have. Sharing somebody's faith is like, oh, hey, well, where did we come from? How did we get to here? And then if you don't have faith, why is marriage so important?
Like,
Like,
have some sort of common ground.
Right. And there has to be some common ground. I also have seen families that have done, you know, they both come from different ones, and their compromise was, oh, we'll just pick a whole different one altogether.
Right.
And it's just like
whoa.
Oh.
Just pick a whole different one.
Right. Yeah, no. And I was like, how does that make sense? Like, there's no foundations in it. I've seen families that have converted from one to the other, whether it be the moms or the dads. But I've also seen people that have the same, and their marriage is shipwrecked. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we have the same faith, but they're grounding the foundation of it. While the faith was strong, yeah, everything else fell to pieces. Y'all didn't set boundaries. Y'all didn't do this, and y'all wondering why it didn't work out right. And so I think there are a lot of questions that you have to ask when it comes to, before we say I do, you know, what are some of your I don'ts? What are some of your, this is kind of my, if this ever happens, this is not going to work, right? And if, you know, certain people's personalities, hey, this is an opportunity. No, we're not yoked right. Like, this is probably not what's going to happen. Yeah. So, all right. So now we've hit faith, we've hit family, we've hit marriage in family, we've hit work in this conversation. How is it looking for your dreams? Like, right now, based off of what you want to do in life, what are kind of your next steps?
Okay. This is going to be the last topic that we dive in for this episode.
Okay.
But in aspects of dreams, I can say it's taken me to places where I didn't think I was going to go. Again, you know, it's been a pleasure and a blast to edit videos and create stuff, because that's a passion of mine. You know, I've always been into some sort of art as a kid. You know, drawing and making things. That's, you know, that's fun. I get to see, you know, other people smile or say that's good, or see what they like or they don't like, and then I can create, you know, upon that. I can make something that I enjoy. I can say I built this from the ground up and just put it somewhere and say, oh yeah, I made this. Or people come up and be like, yo, you did that? Yo, can you do that for me too, or something like that? And they enjoy the same thing. So my faith in editing has, or faith in God and helping me to edit, has taken me places that I didn't see myself at. Because, you know, when I started editing, it was just the basics. Put a name, like a nameplate or a text on here, and that was it. That was the video. Now I'm changing colors in the video, or warping the text, or something that it pops, that people can be like, yo, did you get a professional to do that? No, that was me. Yo, where'd you learn how to do that? My desk. Like, I literally did that by myself. I had to learn it. And to see what I've learned, and, you know, a time span of this or a month or 3 months or something like that, it's crazy. Because you don't just really have no experience and learn that by yourself. Someone is really either teaching you or you have some sort of influence, and God has just put this idea, hey, do this, or search this up, see how to do it that way, or go see your teacher who's kind of had that experience but he'll give you an idea, and I'll give you another idea, and then you'll have that inspiration to go there. So it's been so crazy to see 2 years ago when I posted like my first video to go to now, and then to see the edits from day one, to see the edits grow, and to see the comments, or to see you all be like, yo, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm just like, that gave me an idea to do an edit for that. And just to see my mind just go and go and go, like, that's crazy. I would have never thought 2 years ago I could edit the way that I do now. And now, this is just a starting point. I'm not even where I want to go. Where I want to go is going to be like some editor for a movie or anything like that. Okay. To see like transitions that are just mind blowing. Like, that's where I want to go, and I think I can do it, because if people look at my videos now and see where I'm at now, the sky's the limit. So I think, seeing all of you guys inspire me to do what I want to do, and that's a dream. Like, I would love to be at home and just be like, I'm gonna edit this video, publish it, and some crazy producer or director sees it and just be like, yo, I want you to direct or edit my movie or something like that. I want you to help me produce something. That would be a dream. So I can see it happening, and to see that we're doing podcasts and all that stuff, it's really setting my mind for that position. So it's going.
Okay. Jason?
Yeah, I had little stopping points and whatnot, but I remember a church I went to in D.C. Probably the last time I went there was 2016, but like the last 2 years I was there, they had me like with the youth praise group or whatever, and they had a drama on Christmas, and when I was in there doing a little act, I felt at peace, and like when I was up there with the group singing and whatnot, that's the only place I really felt at ease.
Okay.
Like by myself, like I'd probably have like a panic attack. Like when I had a class, communication class in college, and I just couldn't speak, and I was frozen, like I couldn't breathe. But when I have people with me, it's like easy.
Gotcha.
Light work.
It's a light work.
Light work. What about you?
So next steps.
Yeah, next steps.
Next step for me is, well, as far as my computer and stuff goes, getting certifications.
Okay.
And then I guess connecting more with people. And making friends, I guess, in the sector that I want to go into. Just so I can bounce ideas off of them. They can maybe tell me, oh, go talk to this person, maybe you guys can do this. So I guess making connections, talking to people more.
Nice. All right, and yeah, my next steps really are just to keep creating with you all while y'all here, and spend time building the platforms, building out the different things that we're doing, the different avenues, keep on coaching people, and building their engagement and so forth on different platforms, and just really engaging with people more. I love people, and so it makes sense that I would spend time hanging out, talking to people and things like that. So yeah, I really truly hope that you all have enjoyed this conversation on what is life and how it's affecting us right now, and how we're just coming up with it and how we're going to keep going. I hope that you all have enjoyed this conversation, and we'll come back next week for another edition of the Amped Up Podcast. Make sure that you tune up everywhere we are, that you find yourself there. If we're on Twitter, find us there. If you're on Instagram, find us there. If you're on YouTube, check out some of the hilarious videos that we have put out there in the past. We got so much more content coming for you all. And hopefully, if you want to stay connected with us, just make sure that you drop us a note and let us know any questions that you might have for the Amped Up team. All right, so know that we appreciate you. King Johnny V, appreciate you. Lamar, good. All right, Eryck McCown, thank you for tuning. And I'm Amped, and we are signing off. Always stay amped up, and we'll catch you next time.